Oob.
Hey, YouTube.
Hey.
This list sucks. This list sucks. This list sucks. This list sucks. It sucks.
What's up?
Hey, YouTube. Hey, everybody.
That missile noise was fantastic.
Yeah, I've been working on that all day. I thought about saying week, and I thought that's just excessive.
I know. I thought you were going to say weak, and then I was going to be like, I commend your commitment or something.
That's just not even believable. There's no way that I've been working on that all week.
Oh, man. Well, we're back.
We are back.
Back on another Monday.
Mm-hmm. It
Living
is
the high life.
Another Monday.
This
I
Monday.
like Mondays now. It's something to look forward to on Mondays.
I mean, listen, otherwise Mondays they're filled with bad. They're filled with bad football games. Bad football games and then bad work too.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, exciting weekend for both of us.
It is.
Tons of live music.
We are headed out. Oh, you mean this past weekend?
Both.
Yeah, we got a lot going on, but
Dude, both last and coming.
yeah. Mike took a trip to
Mhm.
Phoenix, Arizona this past weekend
I
to
went
see
fishing.
the beloved fish.
I went and saw the fish from Vermont, and they were fantastic. Although
Indeed.
I will admit, friend of the show, Lee Stamper, did more. He went to other fishing holes than just the fishing hole there in Phoenix.
Yeah, he traveled he did a traveling fishing.
Yeah,
trip.
he traveled to do some fishing, and he caught some whoppers.
For sure. Yeah, he went to Chula Vista, California, and
Mhm.
then Inglewood, California as well. And luckily he made it out okay from Inglewood.
Can I make one other comment
Yeah.
about the weirdness of going to a show? Now, I only went to the one in Phoenix, but as I understand it, the Chula Vista show is the same way. This is what I want to know from you. Honest question. When was the last time you went to a concert and got free parking?
It's been quite a while. Yeah. Was it free in Phoenix?
Fucking free.
That's amazing.
Free parking.
That is awesome. That is unheard of.
And then apparently in Chula Vista, free parking.
Oh, yeah. He did say that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations on that.
I know. Congratulations, West Coast concert goers.
Yeah.
Apparently, some people out there don't feel the need to take an additional $20 to $40 from you.
In Inglewood, it's free until you realize what's
You're in
happened to your
Inglewood.
car when you get back to it.
That makes up for all the free parking
Yeah.
from the previous 2 nights.
Yeah. I hate to say it.
But
That's awesome, though. That's really, really cool.
yeah,
That
yeah.
doesn't ever happen.
I thought so too. It was literally the weirdest thing. I couldn't believe it. I was waiting for us to get to that point where we got stopped and got shaken down for like $20, but
Yeah.
it just never came. And then I looked over at Lee and I'm like, dude, you don't have to pay for parking. It's free. He's like, yeah. And then he looked at me like I was the weirdo.
She's like some kind of barbarian trying to charge people to park their car. Jesus. I gotta
Savages
ask,
of the
did you
Midwest.
guys find the baklava guy? Did you hear about that?
Yes. And we did. We the baklava guy walked right past us.
Did you get one?
No, I didn't buy one.
Oh,
I didn't know that the baklava guy was a thing.
yeah, he became a thing really quickly.
really, really quickly. I am impressed by that one picture on Reddit, though, that shows him walking around with the tray of baklava inside the venue.
Yeah, he bought him inside the show.
That's impressive.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't even know how you finagle that one, but well done.
it doesn't say no baklava on the sign.
And by all accounts, by all Reddit accounts that I read, the baklava is fantastic
Pretty
baklava.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Yeah. So good shows though. Good shows and good weekend. You also had a busy weekend filled with music.
I sure did. Yeah. My band had our annual Halloween show on Friday. And then my other band had our other annual Halloween show on Thursday. So it was an exciting weekend for that here in Des Moines. And yeah, I had some listeners of the podcast that came out to the show and had fun with us. So thanks,
Nice.
guys. Hope you had a good time. Hope you're recovered.
For anybody that wasn't at the show, since JB is not going to volunteer this information, it was a Big Lebowski themed Halloween edition this year.
It was.
So music from the soundtrack.
Indeed. We all dressed up in full Big Lebowski garb, including some of the listeners here. April Leonard, she came. I don't know if I told you this actually.
I
She
saw
like
a picture of this. I love it.
she kept saying, "You're never gonna guess what my costume is," and I thought that she was being like tongue in cheek because I thought it was obvious that she would be Maude because she looks kind of like Maude. So when she kept saying, "You're never gonna guess," I thought she was joking and like because it's obvious.
Yeah,
that wasn't what she was saying, or maybe that's what she was trying to make me think she was saying. She came dressed as the rug. If you've not seen the Big Lebowski, the rug that ties the room together. She had basically these little shoulder straps. She had hot glue gunned to these little like welcome mat sized rugs, and she wore one in the front and one in the back.
Did you ask her if anybody had matriculated onto the rug? I think is the word that he used.
Yeah.
Or meterated.
Meterated on my rug. I don't know if she was that committed to the costume, but
April, it would have been solid if you would have been. I'm just saying. I mean, it doesn't have to be human pee. I mean, I guess you could have had Zero or Penny take a leak on one of them.
Yeah. Or Justin.
Maybe not the most pleasant thing to walk around in, though.
No,
a urine
not the nicest
rug.
thing to do to the fellow. Or
your fellow concert goers.
Yeah.
You know what, April? On second thought, good call.
The other funny thing is she did find 2 fellow concert goers to take the rugs at the end of the night. She was going around. She was like, "Hey, do you want a rug?" And she found 2 people that were like, "Yeah, hell yeah, I want a rug." And they took these rugs home with them. So she was able to get rid of these rugs,
dude,
at the end of the night.
Man, fantastic.
It was hilarious.
Absolutely fantastic. What was your...
I said no to the rug. Sorry, go ahead.
What was your favorite cover of the night that night?
Oh, man. There were so many fun ones. Probably it was really fun doing like we did the Latin style version of Hotel California. I didn't sing it in Spanish, but we did it with the feel that it is in that movie. I love that Bob Dylan tune, The Man in Me. So we did that one. That was great. And just dropped in to see what condition my condition was in. That one's always fun. So
love that track.
In addition to that, we did like my drummer has this little sampler pad that he has by his drums. And he went through and sampled several scenes from the movie.
No.
And we had this whole set list that was kind of like weaved together. And we put them songs
with clips from the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, you fucking bastards.
And we put the song in order of the movie, and we had like a little clip between each one
to tie them together.
That played over, and it was so it was fun.
Well done. Well done.
It was successful.
Love it, love it, love it. New music. So I think we talked about this last Monday. My Morning Jacket, the new My Morning Jacket.
Yeah, I didn't listen at all. I didn't listen to anything. I was so busy getting ready for these Halloween gigs.
I know.
And then I had a wedding on Saturday that I spent a good portion of the day preparing for. And then I was teaching all day Sunday, and now it's today. So
that's what I was going to say, because on top of all of that stuff that you're already doing, we also had, I mean, at least we didn't have like a 5-hour single entry
Thank
list
God.
like we did with Merle Haggard. But I mean, we had 5 hours worth of listening this week, so
yeah. I mean, they weren't short ones, so it was. How is the MMJ?
I haven't listened yet.
You haven't listened yet? Okay.
Well, because it's the same deal. I had a short week too. I was traveling because I was out of town, and the out of town part helped me because I did some note taking on flights and stuff like that, so that was kind of beneficial. But then because I had slipped back into fish listening. Every waking moment that I wasn't doing podcast listening, I was catching up on shows that I'd missed from the weekend. So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Friend of the show / backup production manager assistant Shane Parker said that it's really, really good. He loved it. So
nice.
My Morning Jacket record.
Nice.
So I'm excited to give it a listen.
I'm excited about it too. I really, really love My Morning Jacket, and got more flights coming up. I've already downloaded it.
I'm gonna do the exact same because that'd be a perfect flight one to listen to.
Exactly.
I'm curious if there's anything else new that came out. Oh wow, it looks like not this past weekend, but this coming up this weekend, a new War on Drugs album.
Oh, that's a great double feature, dude, with My Morning Jacket.
Yeah, for sure.
Great sleepy time playing double feature.
Exactly.
Anything else good?
A live recording from John Coltrane came out last weekend. That's kind of intriguing. And then a new Elton John album. Oh yeah, Shane was telling me about that too. I think.
Did he like it?
I want to say he did. If it was him that was telling me, it was either him or another person. But it's called the Lockdown Sessions, and it's both originals and covers with a bunch of other guest artists. Yeah, quite a few guest artists.
So some more stuff coming up down the pipeline. And Anco Animal Collective is getting ready to come out with something new. And I think it's been a long time since like Animal Collective has done anything.
Yeah.
It looks like they're doing like some B-side releases from Kid A too, which harkens to this week, since this week we're going to be talking about another Radiohead album. And this is fucking long, dude. It's 2 hours and 5 minutes worth of stuff. I'm assuming all from like Kid A sessions. It's called Kid Amnesia.
Oh, yes. I remember reading about that. And they released it on vinyl too.
That sounds dope.
Yeah.
Because I love Kid A. And if there's a whole bunch of cuts from that. Another band that we talked about really briefly, and it felt like it was a long ass time ago, but do you remember talking about Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak, Silk Sonic?
Yes. That's
They're
coming up.
Finally, they're finally going to fucking release that disc.
Is that this Friday?
Oh, I don't
see it on this list.
I don't see the date.
Well, that's going to be great, though. I mean, that's a hell of a combination.
Oh, November 12th.
Okay.
November 12th is when it's coming out.
Something to look forward to.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a bunch of new randoms that came out this past weekend, though. Like I said, there was that new Elton John, but also a new Lana Del Rey. And
talk about prolific. I think that's like her third fucking album this year.
Is it?
Yeah.
A new Duran Duran record came out last weekend.
Ooh. I haven't listened to that one yet. Might take me a few weeks before I get to that new Duran Duran.
You're gonna get to it?
I mean, maybe. Listen, don't hold me to it.
I'm not gonna hold you to it. Don't worry. Yeah. Lots of new stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, a ton.
Yeah.
A ton of new stuff coming out. Good music this week.
Very good music this week.
Yeah, we're gonna have great music next weekend though. Because we'll be fishing. So
oh yeah, we didn't mention that yet.
Yeah, so no it's gonna be a couple weeks before we get back around. Because we're
probably the following weekend. And unless
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, just don't even count on one for this coming weekend. We will both be out of town all weekend, not getting back until Monday. So yeah, it's not gonna happen this weekend.
So sorry, Charlie.
But we'll be having a good time. So this is our last.
Promise.
Well, no, it was going to be our last fishing trip, but then we booked another one. So
it's crazy how that happens. They just keep on coming up.
Yep.
Weird.
But our last for a couple months.
Yeah. But this was a great week of music for this week.
Yes.
Like we talked about it a week ago whenever we previewed this, and in many ways, to me, it was, dude, it did it. It lived up there.
There was nothing bad this week.
No, there's stuff that I'm going to complain. But
a little
that's
bit.
I'll complain
about and stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to complain about placement. And I'm probably really only going to do that with this first record.
I figured that's what it might be.
Yeah.
And that's probably the only issue I'll have as well. I mean, the rest, we'll talk about it when we get to it. But it's a really, really good week. This is maybe one of the best combinations of albums so far, in my opinion. I mean, not like that any of these were the best albums so far, in my opinion, but as just a group, you know, as all five together, like they're all pretty damn good.
They're all really, really good. Yeah.
So
you want to start?
Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
So 280 is 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying from 2002.
Mm-hmm.
The backstory, promising street rapper gets shot 9 times and lives to make a classic debut, was irresistible. So were the precision engineered beats and hooks 50 Cent cooked up with his new mentor, Dr. Dre, not to mention Eminem, who he signed with.
Mm-hmm.
Through a mixture of melody and menace, 50 enraptured the suburbs with In Da Club and antagonized an entire generation of his peers on Many Men. His hulking figure, physically and metaphorically, loomed over the rap charts for years, teaching a generation of artists that nothing sold like fear itself.
50 G Unit.
Did you count the number of G units like that?
No. It would be a fun yet probably short drinking game.
Yeah, I mean, you would have lost count, I think. I don't know if I know that number, you know, like whatever it would have ended up counting.
Whatever it ends up being.
There was a lot of them. But what'd you think about this one?
Super familiar with it. Shocked that it's here.
Too high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm shocked.
It's good, but
Yeah.
comparatively, when you consider the other hip hop and rap albums that are behind it on the list, it is kind of befuddling. Tupac. I'm gonna always think anytime we come across any hip hop album, I'm gonna be like, yeah, but fucking All Eyes on Me by Tupac was like, what was it, like 415 or something?
Correct.
I don't even know.
And I've been on a real big Wu-Tang Clan kick lately, and so my mind instantly jumps to Liquid Swords.
Liquid Swords.
Like, wait a minute, we've had Liquid Swords. I really like Supreme Clientele, not necessarily
Ghostface.
my favorite Ghostface record, but I think about things like that. But if there's one reason why this appears where it appears on this list, is it the fact that this is the first, like, there's not a single song on this record that doesn't have a hook. And I mean like a fucking pretty goddamn catchy hook.
Basically every song has a pretty solid like chorus. Yeah. And they're all pretty catchy. Some of them I don't like as much. I'll be honest, I don't like the hook on Many Men. Just
Many
don't.
Men.
Yeah.
Many Men.
I don't know if I love 50 singing personally. Like sometimes it works, but like in that one, his voice, it doesn't work for me.
What up, gangsta?
Yeah, see that one, it's a perfectly good hook. Not for me though, But there are other ones like the In the Club. I like that one. I like the hook on that one.
He doesn't sing on that.
Okay, well then maybe that's it. The hook on PIMP, really, really good. I like that one a lot.
Dude, that song's fucking dope.
Yeah, that is a dope
PIMP
song.
is really, really fucking good.
Yep.
And I don't want to, I'm not trying to shit all over this record.
No,
right?
it's good.
I put 5 stars next to In the Club because that song is classic.
I put 4. I didn't have any 5s on this one.
I did 5 stars there, and I also did 5 stars on 21 Questions because I love like the beat on there. I love that guitar lick, and I love that it was basically just kind of a love letter to New York City.
Yeah, that's true.
I really love that.
Definitely some good lyrics in terms of his rap verses, throughout. Not just that song. I mean, like just throughout the whole album.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the Club was by far my highest rated. Back Down, I gave 3 stars. I liked that one. The cool thing about this record is just how like aggressive and menacing and dark it is throughout. Like every song is like, just menacing. That's like the best way I can think of to put it. It's just you almost like get like intimidated listening to it.
I guess I've never felt that way about 50 Cent. I don't know. I've never got that sense of like foreboding or fear whenever I listen.
And I'm
to
not
him.
talking about like his voice. I'm talking about the production, like all the like the dark strings and the heavy aggressive beats.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about his rapping. Just to be clear,
all right,
I say that. Yeah,
because that's what I was thinking you were.
No.
That's what I thought you were alluding to. But no, I mean, I dig it. But there's no fucking way. There's no way that it's higher than Tupac.
Yeah, absolutely no way.
There's no way.
I'm cool with it being on here, but this is a bottom 50 for me. Probably put it between 450 and 5.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely deserves to be higher than Juvenile, right? Because Juvenile should not even be on the list. And I want to see it higher than something like that, but I don't want to see it higher than All Eyes on Me. Anything from Wu. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
do it.
Definitely. But it was good. I mean, if you haven't heard it, you should probably listen to it. If you like hip hop, it's a pretty seminal recording, in the world of modern hip hop, I guess.
Yeah. I think Fitty deserves to be on a list like this, but way higher on a list of like entrepreneurs that you don't think would be good entrepreneurs.
Yeah. Talk about Vitamin Water.
Dude, fuck yeah, I'm talking about Vitamin Water.
Didn't he sell it?
Yeah, he sold it for like $2 billion, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Made mad bank. All right, I do want to read Rex though, because Rex has told us that Get Rich or Die Trying is a great album. He's surprised about its placement. Kind of ballsy there, Rolling Stone. Definitely deserves to be on the list. Hard lyrics, dense beats, and of course, an incredible production. I ain't even mad at it. It's just a great album. Yeah.
And there's something to be
We're
said
all
for the
there.
fact that he literally got shot 9 times. I mean, that's absolutely insane.
It's really unfortunate.
It is. Yeah, I mean, that's more than times than most people have been shot.
Listen, I think he's a really good rapper. I don't think that this album deserves to be this high,
Yeah, no, I'm in agreement.
but he did get shot 9 times.
He did get shot 9 times, so we'll give him the 280 spot. No.
If it only would have been 7, there's no way I'm going north at 365.
Yeah.
All right. At 279 from 1994, the brilliant album Nirvana, MTV Unplugged in New York. Rolling Stone says Nirvana shine brilliantly on this live set because the volume is just low enough to let Kurt Cobain's tortured tenderness glow. The powerful, reverent covers of Leadbelly, David Bowie, the Vaselines, and Meat Puppet songs sum up Nirvana as a haunted, theatrical, and ultimately truly raw band. Though Cobain was going through heroin withdrawal the morning of the taping, it remains one of 3 unplugged performances to be recorded without having to pause for any retakes.
I'm curious who those other bands are.
Pearl Jam,
How did you know that off the top of your head?
because that is another unplugged that you can tell there's no retakes in it.
Yeah.
Like when you listen to the recording, you can hear it. You know, you can hear the banter in between. You can hear them all fucking around.
Yeah.
It's just like this, which is
I
pretty
loved-
magical.
Yeah. That was like one of my favorite things about this was just all the little comments from Kurt in between and stuff. And just, like, it's just a legit recording of an actual performance, you know?
This is a record.
Yeah.
Right. It's a record of when these guys got together and did this taping. The mix on this might be one of the greatest. I thought to myself multiple times as I was listening to this, man, this has to be one of the greatest mixed live recordings ever created.
Yeah, because I mean, there are some tunes on this that, like, if they cut off the beginning and the end for radio play, you might not even know they were live. You know, like, I mean, if you were really trying to tell, you could, but it might not stick out to you as obvious.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. I can't disagree with that much. You know, I mean, if you're really paying attention, you can tell. You know, you can tell that it's live, but man, the quality is fucking next level.
Yeah,
so unbelievable.
Yeah. And one thing, like, speaking to that is, I don't know if I didn't know that there wasn't a studio version of Lake of Fire by Nirvana, because I don't think there is, right? This is the only version.
Correct.
And I just knew this as a Nirvana song. I didn't realize that pretty much the only version I've ever heard has been this one.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure I realized that. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Ton of covers though.
Tons of covers.
Tons of covers. This was at least a half cover band, because by the time that you get to the end of this, I'm trying to think about this. So you got The Man That Sold the World was the first cover on there from no.
Jesus Doesn't Want Me for a Sunbeam.
Jesus Don't Want Me for a Sunbeam is the Vaseline's cover. Right after that, they do The Man Who Sold the World, and then towards the back half of the album, they do Plateau, Oh Me, and
Lake of Fire.
Lake of Fire, and those are all Leadbelly songs.
Those are Meat Puppet songs.
The Meat Puppet songs, and then you get Leadbelly was Where'd You Sleep Last Night?
Yeah, Leadbelly is the old blues man.
Yeah.
And then Meat Puppets were like the 2 brothers that were actually on this recording. They came out and played with Nirvana.
Dude, I didn't even read that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they were.
I was on a plane, so I couldn't read shit about this whenever I was kind of going through it.
Yeah. They were either out there for the whole night or just for those 3 songs. I'm not sure, but they played with them.
I don't think they were there for the whole night. Pat Smear was there for the whole night, but I don't think that
Pat Smear.
Yeah, I don't think that there were other musicians out there though during the whole night.
But dude, the covers are great. I mean, really, really good song choices. I even love that first one, the Vaseline's version of Jesus Doesn't Want Me for a Sunbeam.
It's a beautiful song.
It's gorgeous. Man. Yeah,
it's beautiful
with the accordion on it too.
Yes,
you got Dave Grohl playing bass on that one.
I'm such a sucker for the fucking accordion too.
Yeah,
man, I'm such a sucker for it. But
when
again,
it works.
Like, think about that. It'd be one thing if you were just trying to mix a couple of acoustic guitars and acoustic bass and then a drummer playing with chopsticks.
Yeah.
Right. Like that would be one thing to mix, but this is a really complex fucking production.
Yeah.
Especially if you're talking about bringing in multiple guitarists on top of the 2 guitarists that you've already got there during the Meat Puppets covers.
And not to mention the cello That was
Yes.
pretty rampant
throughout the whole damn thing.
Yeah. But yeah, then The Man Who Sold the World, fantastic. I mean, obviously one of the best versions. I gave that song 5 stars, which normally I won't give it 5 stars if it's a cover.
If it's a cover.
Just because I'm like, even if it's that good, it's a 4-star song because it's a cover. But Nirvana's version of Man Who Sold the World, that's a 5-star tune for me.
I agree. Did the same.
And then the other obvious 5-star tune, I mean, the last song on the record is one of the best recordings of all time. The Where Did You Sleep Last Night, dude?
I actually put both of the last 2 songs because that version of All Apologies, while not a cover and wouldn't necessarily stand out to you, that to me, when I think about that song, I think specifically about this version of that song.
No, I gave it 5 stars too.
Yeah.
I had 1, 2, I had 5 5-star tunes on this one, and 3 of them were covers. So yeah, I had About a Girl 5 stars, Man Who Sold the World 5 stars, Lake of Fire 5 stars, All Apologies 5 stars, and then Where Did You Sleep Last Night 5 stars.
I gave everything at least 3 stars.
Yeah,
everything has 3 stars next to it, with the exception of The Man Who Sold the World, All Apologies, Where Did You Sleep Last Night. Those I put 5. But I gave 4 to Pennyroyal Tea, 4 to Dumb, 4 to Something in the Way, 4 to Lake of Fire, and then everything else has 3. And it's really that good.
This is probably the one I was most excited to listen to this week.
Yeah.
Like even over Houses of the Holy, just because I've listened to Houses so many times. And I've listened to this too, but I was like pumped to like sit down with headphones and listen intently to this. I really was.
I agree with you, but the first cold listen that I did was Houses of the Holy, because Houses of the Holy, for the longest time, I always thought of it as my favorite Zeppelin record.
Yeah.
And I still do.
They still do. You're like, I used to too.
So fucking good, dude.
Yeah.
I love it so much. But this is spectacular. For me, for my money, this is Nirvana's best album. So for me, this is way too fucking low.
Yeah, too low. For sure.
Way too low.
I honestly, and we had a conversation about this once where we were like, man, is Nirvana really that good that they need to have all these albums this high? I feel like at the end of this, when we get to the end of this list, we're going to be like, yep. Turns out they all do need to be that high, because I feel like we're going to say the same thing about Nevermind and about In Utero as well. You know what I mean?
I'll be really curious, because one of the things that I'm going to do is kind of go back, because I don't know that I'm going to be able to listen to In Utero and Nevermind and put at least 3 stars next to every single one of those songs.
You don't think so?
Especially the B side on Nevermind. And that's what's going to be hard, is like the A side of Nevermind, like the first 5 tracks, fucking
killer,
rip, dude. Every single one of them are probably like 4 or 5 star songs. But then when you get to the B side of that album, it's very much a B-side in like the classical album parlance of it. You know what I mean? And there's not.
But if it's that good of an A-side,
I feel you.
Yeah.
Either way, though, if this would have appeared at 100, I would have been okay with it. If this would have appeared at 50, I probably would have been okay with it, because upon listening to it, I want to hear from somebody. If there is a better mixed live recording anywhere, hit me, like give it to me, because I'm gonna put this one in the Pepsi challenge up against any other fucking live recording out there, and I think this one will win, just when it comes down to like just sheer quality of the mix and the quality of the way that this performance sounds.
I'm trying to think about what could possibly stack up.
And that's the thing, I don't even know what.
Maybe Stop Making Sense.
Okay. I mean, listen, I'd be willing to give it a shot.
Yeah, I'd be willing to stack it up at least and see.
Yeah.
I'm not saying right now that it's as good, but I mean, it could be a contender.
And I don't even feel like, obviously this is hyperbole, but I don't really feel like it's that hyperbolic of a statement.
Yeah.
Especially when you listen to this on headphones, you're just like, oh,
yeah, goddamn.
And it's amazing.
Just because I'm curious, whenever we get to the, whenever we get around to doing the, if you had to listen to one song playlist episodes again, what would be your choice off of this?
Ooh, man. Okay, but I'm telling somebody else, just listen to this one song, right?
Yeah.
That was our little game of because if you only have time to listen to one song, this is the song that I would tell
We're
you
just
to
telling
listen
the
to.
general population.
Probably Where'd You Sleep Last Night?
That's what was going to be my answer too. Yeah. Dude, that's just
what he does vocally is I don't even know what
when
to
he
say.
goes off at the end, when he goes high,
Yeah.
it's just like chills all over your body
everywhere.
every single time.
Yeah.
You know,
the
Lead Belly's guitar for $500,000.
Listen, it's so high quality, like good banter.
Yep.
Just go listen to it.
Just go listen
if
to
it's
it
been a
for
long
sure.
time, go listen to it. You want to read Rex?
Yes, I was about to do that. So here's what Rex has to say about MTV Unplugged. I remember watching this when it premiered on MTV. I don't even have to listen to this album. It's just ingrained into my teenage heart and mind. Cobain's sometimes a raspy voice cracking and just guttural delivery of the lyrics is one of the best live performances I've witnessed. I think this should be a little lower on the list, closer to closer to 200. Solid performance. Love it. Yeah, we're with you, Rex.
Yeah.
Although we think it should be even higher there. You know?
Yeah. I get stupid with this, but I get stupid with this for the same reason why Rolling Stone used to get stupid with Frank Sinatra from last week.
Yeah, because what was it, 90 something?
It started off at like 100 on the very first list.
Yeah.
And then the second iteration of the list, it only dropped like 2 spots. So it went from 100 to 103. And then this year it took the big plunge.
Yeah.
But, all right, let's move. Dude. Come on.
Let's do this.
Yeah, dude. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Okay, so to this 278, our first Led Zeppelin record. Probably going to get all of them. Well, not all of them, but we'll get most of them. Houses of the Holy, 1973. I'm actually surprised this is the lowest Led Zeppelin record.
I know.
Led Zeppelin stuck close to their core sound on earlier albums, supercharged blues, celestial folk, but here they got into a groove. Dear Maker rhymes with Jamaica. Jamaica? I didn't realize that. Jamaica? I never said it like that. Did you say it like that?
I always said it Dire Maker.
I always said Dire Maker too, or Dear Maker. Yeah. So it's supposed to be
Jamaica man.
Jamaica. Okay.
Jamaica man.
Is their version of reggae, and the crunge is a tribute to James Brown. It's very obvious. The band also indulged its cosmic side with the Rain song featuring one of Robert Plant's most amazing vocals. The song remains the same, and the Viking death chant, no quarter.
What, is that really what that is?
Apparently.
Is that a Viking death chant?
I think it's a Viking death chant. Yeah.
Jesus. It's fucking dark.
God damn, dude. This is absolutely one of the best rock and roll recordings of all time.
Yeah. And you can't really say anything other than that.
No.
Personally, I spent this week revisiting why this is probably still my favorite Zeppelin record.
I will say I do have more stars on this page than I do Nirvana.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
There are more 5 stars on this than there are not, for sure.
Okay, so I don't necessarily have that many 5 stars. The only ones that I gave 5 stars were The Ocean and No Quarter.
Really?
But everything else has 4 stars, with the exception of The Crunge. And here's the thing. I didn't for me, it was not obvious that was like a send up to James Brown.
Yeah, it's like,
for me, the only thing that was obvious is that song fucking blows. I've never got it. I don't understand it. It literally, it feels so fucking dumb.
I think it's fun having Zeppelin do the funk thing. And to me, dude, it almost sounds like funk metal, like an early version of like the Chili Peppers, like in the instrumentation. Like
the instrumentation, I can probably get down with that on.
You can't do the vocals.
Fuck, dude. What the fuck, man?
He sounds like James.
Why is that
Joplin.
confounded bridge? Where's the bridge?
I like that at the end. That's funny.
Like the only part of it that I like, because it is kind of funny.
Dude, I think he's channeling Janis Joplin early on in the song. You'll listen back with that in mind, and you will hear Janis Joplin. I swear to God.
I'm probably just going to keep doing what I've done through my entire life with that song and just skip the fucking song.
Yeah, dude. But seriously, I mean, I'm a sucker for Zeppelin. One of my favorite bands. I think that even though they were like huge songwriting like appropriators, they took whatever they took, they made it way fucking better. Like for sure, no doubt. And the final result is just some of the best music ever made.
Was
And
their thievery primarily isolated to one?
you talking about Stairway?
No. I'm talking about like their appropriation of traditional blues music. Was that primarily isolated to Led Zeppelin 1, or is that just like rampant everywhere?
Oh, it's rampant everywhere. Yeah, like there was a
Bummer.
lawsuit recently about Stairway, like some other band like said that, and it's questionable. I mean, when you hear it, but like their Stairway is so much better. Like it's like, yeah, I hear you. Like, yeah, they did kind of take your chord progression a little bit, but like they did it way better. So,
the quality of the ripoff should help them in some way, shape, or form.
Exactly. But I mean, so I gave 5 stars. The song remains the same. I mean, it'd be easier to say the ones I didn't give 5 stars to. I gave 4 to The Crunge, and I gave 4 to Dancing Days. And that's it. Do the rest of 5. Yeah.
Listen, I get you, and I'm not gonna argue with you. I love The Song Remains the Same. The Rain song is so spectacular.
Gorgeous guitar work on that, man.
The guitar and the vocals, like the vocals on that are
amazing.
Totally bonkers.
And just they talked a lot about the vocals, but like even the guitar work on that is really good. Like the electric and acoustic lines that they are synced up and stuff. I mean, Over the Hills.
Yeah, that it doesn't get any like more grandiose, big, stompy rocker, right?
Than
like,
Over?
Yeah, than Over the Hills and Far Away.
Dude, when that fucking
riff kicks in,
yeah.
Many times I'm gone.
It's like the best, dude.
Yeah. I listen, I'm right there. Totally agree with you. We'll skip over The Crunge because I don't get it, and that's okay. I don't get it. But I love Dancing Days.
Yeah.
Love Dancing Days.
I like it too. But I did write like probably one of the cooler tracks on this, and that's saying something if that's your fucking cooler track, you know.
You're like, I don't want to have to piss during this record, but if I do, I guess it's going to be during Dancing Days.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Your Maker, I absolutely love that. I love Zeppelin doing the reggae thing. I love
vocals on that are so fucking killer, dude.
So good.
So killer. The feel, it's just, man, so jubilant. Like, so just, man, so much life.
Oh, yeah.
So
and then
life.
I mean, No Quarter, incredible, dude. The fuzzy guitar.
It's my favorite Zepp song. Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. It's a contender for mine too, man. It's absolutely a contender for mine. Just that main hook, the
to me, it's the whole. It's a song that has much like, listen, all the greatest Zeppelin songs tell stories, and this is a storytelling song, but it's like the good, really genuinely creepy ghost story. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All the rest of them are just like campfire stories, but this is like the good ghost story that everybody wants to hear.
Yeah. I feel like I'm like 99% sure that we're gonna hear Fish play No Quarter this weekend.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So
yeah, and I'm super excited about that.
The Ocean, dude.
One of the greatest riffs One of the greatest riffs ever.
And the timing on it.
And that, but the best part about that bass line is that it also created, or the guitar riff is that it created one of the greatest fucking bass lines of all time. That bass line kills. And for the record, John Paul Jones everywhere on this fucking disc is a maniac. If you're into really, really good bass playing to the level of like Entwistle with The Who and just a really, really unique, one of a kind tone and sound, fucking Zepp.
Dude, John Paul Jones is the hero of Zeppelin in general. I mean, beyond just the bass, you know, all the other stuff he played, right?
Yeah, he did all the organ work and all the keys and everything, right?
Yeah, dude, it's like, listen, Robert, you know, if you look at the personnel list, like Robert Plant, vocals, Jimmy Page, guitars, John Bonham, drums. There's like a backing vocals thing on that. And then John Paul Jones, bass guitar, piano, electric piano, mellotron, organ, synthesizer, synthesized bass, backing vocals. You know, he was like one of the best musicians.
Yeah,
in the band, probably. You know,
just a stud, total stud. Okay, so now where does this fit within the pantheon of Led Zeppelin for you, and what do you think about 278? Oh, actually, no. Okay, let's finish this thought, and then we'll circle back around.
This is probably my second or third favorite Zepp album.
Okay.
I'm trying to decide, and I can't. Like, at least when I was younger, it kind of got solidified in my mind that 2 was my favorite Zeppelin record.
Dude, very solid choice.
Yeah.
Commendable.
But these days, I don't know if I'm still on that train. I think I am. I'd have to really, really do some soul searching to make that final decision. But 2 has always been kind of what I've chosen as my favorite Zepp record. And then so it'd be between this and 4, you know, as
the backup.
Probably this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really fucking good, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's such a wild, great amalgamation of some of the stuff that they explore a lot more in the later records that doesn't always land. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like when they start to go into, when they start to really move away from like the hard rock blues driven stuff, it goes into like these weird kind of poppier fringes. And sometimes it works really well. And sometimes I really like it. And sometimes it doesn't. You're getting some of this on this record, but you're not losing any of like that amazing kind of classic Zeppy blues rocky type sound.
Yeah.
You know, you're really, to me, you're really getting the best of both worlds because this is like something of a transitionary type of album for them.
For sure.
Sound wise.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the bridge between the blues Zepp and the pop Zepp, right?
And the pop Zepp, yeah.
Which is, what's the one song, like the big radio song?
On In Through the Outdoor?
Yeah, what is it?
Fucking
all of my love. Yeah.
All of my love.
Not my favorite Zepp tune. I mean, I like it, but it's not nowhere near like anything on this one or on 2 for me personally. I wonder if In Through the Outdoor is even on the list.
No.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
It just seems crazy, man. Like when you, like it goes back to that same.
Although that one also has Fool in the Rain on it too. And I love Fool in the Rain.
So I mean, I'm not shitting on this. Yeah, I'm not shitting on this record, but apparently Harry Styles' Fine Line is better than In Through the Outdoor by Led Zeppelin. You know what I mean?
Listen, you just haven't spent enough time with that record because that record's really good.
It is good, but
okay, so you already own the vinyl.
Yes,
I do not. Fucking terrible oversight. I would absolutely pick up the vinyl of Nirvana. That's what I was going to circle back around to.
I don't have that. I don't have any Nirvana vinyl.
I don't either, but that would probably be the only one that I would be really heartbroken to not pick up.
I'd love In Utero.
I love In Utero too. Yeah. And then I'm not worried about 50 Cent.
You don't want the vinyl? I'm 50 Cent.
Yeah, I'm probably good.
Yeah, I'm probably good too.
All right. But listen, I need to fill out a lot of Led Zeppelin because I think right now the only thing I have is 1 and 4. I've just never even worried about bothering it because there's so many reissues. You know?
There are so many. I'm pretty sure I have 1 through 4 and House of the Holy and maybe In Through the Outdoor too. I'd have to check on that.
Now, where does this album actually belong? Because these fucking boneheads went ahead and gave us this.
Yeah, this is Criminal.
But where does it actually belong?
Oh, fuck. Between 1 and 150.
Yeah, I'll take that. It better be closer to 1 though.
Closer to 1. Yeah. And if it was higher, I wouldn't be pissed.
Yeah, me either.
Because I'm just thinking like Led Zeppelin is one of the best bands of all time. And this is probably one of their better albums. Maybe even higher, dude. Maybe between 50 and 100. Yeah.
Let's split the difference. Somewhere between 75 and 125 would make me very, very happy.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm more than willing to allow some other what some would probably think heretical statements to land. Like if you told me that sure you'd put this at 75, but that means that Zeppelin 4 has to be at 105 or 140, I'd say okay.
What do you think is the highest Zepp? You think it's 4?
Yeah.
Because of Stairway.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it has
and
to
Black Dog and Rock and Roll. I mean,
that's a great record, dude.
It is very good.
It's super, super good. Battle Forevermore.
But you're gonna get 2 and you're gonna get 3.
3 is
and you're gonna get 1. I bet
3 is the one that I question, but I don't question it now that I've seen this. Now that I've seen this on here, I do think we get 1 through 4.
I think 1 through 4 are for sure on there.
And like 2 and 3, or maybe 1 and 3 might be relatively close together, like we saw a la Neil Young.
I'm not even 100% sure that In Through the Outdoor is not on here.
I
Like,
don't think In Through the Outdoor will be on here. Especially
I'm not going to bet on it, but I wouldn't
Yeah.
be shocked either if it was.
But the reason why I think you might get some of those tight groupings of some of those earlier Zeppelin records is because there's not a ton of variety in those records.
Yeah, especially between like 1 and 2. 1 and 2.
1 and 2 are very, very similar.
3 is a little bit different. They got a little bit more experimental, but it's still there's still a lot of similarities.
A lot. And so it wouldn't surprise me if we get like a chunk and then maybe one or maybe 1 or 2 of them is kind of like an outlier.
We're gonna have like 1 week where it's like 4, 3, 2, 1. Like, oh, you can listen to 4 Zeppelin albums this week.
Good job, Rolling Stone. I will read Rex. Rex says, finally some Zeppelin on this list. Love the guitar work of a true master of his craft. Love the build up on some of the songs. It's just a nice delay of ingenuity of writing a fantastic song. Incredible album. Love it. And he likes the spot on the list. So he's down. He's down with a very low ranking Houses of the Holy. That's cool. I mean, listen, it made it. It's all of these positions at this point in time on the list are respectable.
Yeah.
Respectable at least.
Yeah.
Okay, so number 277 from 2003. Next, we're going to talk about Alicia Keys' second album, The Diary of Alicia Keys. So Alicia Keys' debut, Songs in A Minor, released when she was just 20, fused her classical piano chops with a love of old soul and New York hip-hop for a bold, ambitious R&B sound. Her second LP built on that promise with songs that owed a debt to Aretha and Nina Simone and still felt wholly her own, particularly on the sweeping Harlem's Nocturne and the lovelorn hit You Don't Know My Name. What do you think about Alicia Keys?
I dig Alicia Keys, and this is a very, very good record.
Yeah.
Harlem's Nocturne, though, it's like it's great, but it's almost more of like an intro. It's very short.
It is. That's exactly what I thought too, dude. I'm like, man, this is a really killer intro.
Yeah. That's
killer though.
Yeah,
I mean, it's really fucking good.
Like, I love the diminished chord usage for the music theory nerds out there. Like, she kills it on that. Some really, really, really good tunes on here. And I mean, you get that Kanye production on this one.
I know.
Yeah. I didn't realize that until I was reading into this a little bit.
I did the same because I wasn't on a plane for this. And so I actually did get to read through and I saw. Now, he didn't do the whole thing.
No.
It was just a handful of songs, correct?
I think so.
Yeah, because she worked with like 3 or 4 different producers across this whole thing.
Yeah. And that had to be before Kanye had really dropped any of his big records, right?
2003. Actually, no. He would have had Late Registration and College Dropout out.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'll look it up while you. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you look it up. I don't. And I didn't even necessarily make note of which songs he produced as I was going through it, but some of the stand out for me. I love Harlem's Nocturne. You Don't Know My Name is really, really good. Diary is really good too. I actually like the feature on Diary a lot.
Dude, Diary is a killer fucking song. I gave that 5 stars.
Yeah, I gave it 4. I mean, it's fucking killer.
Some of my favorite tunes on this one. I love Diary. That's probably my favorite one. Actually, no. My favorite one is If I Ain't Got You, hands down.
See, I put 1.
One on that one? Holy shit, dude. That's like one of the best like R&B songs of all time.
Listen, I thought it was beautiful.
Dude, one of the best
hooks. It was beautiful. I love it. Like, I didn't hate it. I loved it. I thought it was good. I liked other songs better, I guess.
Dude, College Dropout was 2004. And Late Registration was 2005. So this is before.
Wow.
He dropped anything. This is before he did anything of his own.
That's crazy to me.
It is.
Kanye getting busy.
But yeah, Diary, Dragon Days is a dope tune.
Yeah, I put 3 stars next to that too.
The short, mostly instrumental, Feeling You, Feeling Me. Fucking love that one. I love
that song, dude.
Dude, whatever that key tone, there were 2 like pianos on that. One was like kind of a softer, rounder, like backing chord thing. And then she had this one that was like just a real aggressive, like electronic piano sound. And it was a really, really good piano tone. I loved it.
I thought that was Baby making music.
For sure. I mean, all of the shit is for sure.
Yeah, but that song, oh, especially.
Yeah.
I also really liked what was it? Nobody, Not Really. The last song on there.
Yeah.
It was a great jam, dude.
A great jam.
Love the bass on there a lot.
That's what I was about to say. Like the bass lines on a lot of these tunes were really, really good.
Really good.
And the drums. The drums stuck out to me a bunch.
What did you think about what she was trying to do on those covers, If I Was Your Woman and Walk On By? What did you think about that?
That was one with the sitar, right?
Yeah.
Who were those covers of?
So the second half was Isaac Hayes from Hot Buttered Soul,
yeah, duh.
Walk On By. And the first one was, I read that, and I'm trying to remember. And I didn't write it down.
I'll tell you in 1 second.
Yeah. It's a female
Gloria
recording.
Jones.
There you go. Yeah. I got super excited about it whenever I read what she was doing, that it was like that cover mixed in. And there is like this really kind of brief period where you can hear that line from Walk On By. Da, 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 da. She does have like a slight homage to that portion of the song worked in there. And so that was cool to hear that type of stuff. But
Yeah.
it also, I don't know, I would have liked it to have been a little bit more true as well. I didn't hate it by any stretch, but
You thought she was taking too many liberties with it?
well, it was one that I thought like I could easily put 3 or 4 stars next to, and I ended up putting 1.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not like it was disappointing. Fuck, I still marked it. Like I still put a star next to it.
Yeah. Put 2 on that, but kind of same feelings as you. Did you know that was originally for Dionne Warwick, that Walk On By? And then it was covered by Isaac Hayes.
No, I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. This record is spectacular, though. Her voice is wonderful.
Yeah. Her singing.
Super young and just amazing.
And just the fact that she wrote almost all the tunes and
the piano.
And the
fucking
piano
listen to her play piano.
She's beautiful.
And a lot of it is really, really subtle, but there's a handful of tracks on here where she just does these wild, cool little piano runs. You Don't Know My Name is one where like this repeating piano run just keeps coming back, and it's so good.
Yeah, that little descending thing that she did on the choruses, really good.
It's awesome.
With a great hook on that song too. That was another really good tune. I gave that one 4 stars.
Yeah, I did too.
I loved that one.
I did too. Check it out. Definitely worth a listen. I don't know. I mean, I suppose if I found this on vinyl, I don't know. I don't know what I would do.
I'd pick it up.
I wouldn't any stretch of the imagination, but it's not one that I'm necessarily going to go out and clamor for. I didn't add it to digital because I don't know when. I don't know the setting that I would listen to this on my phone.
Yeah. I didn't add to digital either, but I love these tunes. I mean, I've kind of a soft spot for this because I played in like an R&B band, and we played a lot of these tunes for a little while.
Yeah.
And just love them. Diary and If I Ain't Got You are the highlights for me, for sure.
What do you think about it on the list? Do you like where it's at on the list?
Yes. Here or a little bit lower on the list.
When you say a little bit lower, like 300?
300,
lower?
320, not lower than that.
Okay.
How about you?
I'm actually okay with it where it's at.
Yeah.
I like it. I like where it fits relative to other R&B artists that we've seen on the list.
Yeah. Because it's R&B and it's also neo soul,
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think of what other neo soul artists are represented. There was the one that we have had, and I can't remember his name, but he was straight up neo soul. And it was probably like the bottom 50, or maybe between 4 and 450. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't think you're talking about D'Angelo, but we've had D'Angelo.
Yeah, we've had D'Angelo, but it's not him.
I mean, that, like, you could kind of call that.
And that's where I was going with this.
In a weird way, neo soul, but
because D'Angelo is going to be high, like the top. He's going to have
good
2
ones
that are very high.
Yeah, the next 2 are going to be super fucking high.
Probably top 100.
Top 100 on both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had Black Messiah, but we didn't have Brown
We haven't had Brown Sugar or
I can't remember what the other one's called, but we didn't have that one yet either.
Voodoo.
Yeah, Voodoo. Yep.
Yeah, we haven't had either one of those, and those might both be fucking top 50.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised.
If it happened, I wouldn't be surprised.
So I'm thinking, like, do those need to be closer to that? Does this need to be closer to those? Do you think, or do you think those are that much better? I don't know what else to compare this to.
No, I don't think it has to be closer to those.
This is definitely better than Destiny's Child.
Yeah.
Which is the other thing I would compare it to. You know?
Yeah. It's definitely yeah, by every measurable metric, it's definitely better than Destiny's Child. Not to say that Destiny's Child was bad.
Yeah.
And so from that standpoint, yeah, maybe this needs to be closer to 250. I don't know. I'll have to see where some of those other kind of neo soul acts wind up on the list too.
Yeah. 100%.
You know, before I can judge. Well,
I'll read Rex here.
Yeah.
Rex says, now this is just pure raw talent. Well put together album. There's a few tracks that bug the shit out of me. Karma. I liked Karma. I was hoping to hear more from her on the piano on this album, but maybe that's just me. Decent spot on the list. If it went higher, I'd be okay with that. Which by higher he means
he's with you.
Yeah.
He's with you. Maybe closer to 300 for Rexy too.
Yeah.
Well,
should we do the final one?
Got one more.
Yeah. Coming in at 276 is this our second Radiohead? I thought
In Rainbows.
So. Okay, because I was trying to remember if we actually had In Rainbows or if we did it as a bonus snub episode. It was on
the list.
Okay. Radiohead, The Bends from 1995. It's their second one. If the first half of the 90s was shaped by Nirvana, the template for the second half was set by Radiohead. The Bends marries a majestic and somber guitar sound to Tom York's anguished choir boy vocals. Fake Plastic Trees was something of a radio hit, an introspective acoustic ballad of alienation. And not yet shying away from guitar anthems, Radiohead drew on the epic grandeur of U2 and the melancholy of the Smiths in Nice Dream, Just and the haunting finale, Street Spirit, parenthetically Fade Out.
So you were not familiar with this, right?
Not at all.
What'd you think?
I dug it. I dug it a lot. It's cool to kind of get this early, iteration of Radiohead before they get super experimental. Because like this is not. There are a couple moments on here where they have the kind of experimental chord progressions that they get into on the later ones, but this is far more like accessible alt rock or like indie rock.
It's almost pedestrian, right?
Mm-hmm. Comparatively, to okay and Kid A.
Yeah, it's almost pedestrian.
Yep.
But I don't necessarily buy into Rolling Stone saying that Nirvana shaped the first half and then this shaped the second half. Who am I to judge really?
Well, you lived it, so I think you can be a judge of that.
Yeah, but the thing is that nobody fucking sounded like Radiohead.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody was trying to sound like Radiohead, because when this album came out, like Pablo Honey was really popular because of Creep. But then when this album came out, nothing really sounded like Creep. And so nothing really hit from this album. Does that make sense?
Because Pablo Honey was almost like they were kind of trying to be like Nirvana, right?
It was super grungy.
Yeah.
Super like very traditional, not necessarily interesting or thought-provoking, just kind of very straightforward grunge.
Just kind of
music.
Riding the wave a little bit. Yeah.
I mean, they were unique because they had 3 guitars, right?
Yeah.
Had that triple guitar attack.
And Creep's a good song.
But this one's great because you start to hear an inkling of what is going to happen with the band.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you hear it in like really, really beautiful, beautiful ways, This record has some of my favorite Radiohead songs on it. I love Fake Plastic Trees. I love The Bends. I love High and Dry. All those songs I have 5 stars next to.
Really?
Yeah.
I got it. So what's the appeal with High and Dry and Fake Plastic Trees? Because I'm going to tell you, I only really have listened to these like 2 times. Okay. So I haven't really cracked the egg on these yet, but a lot of the rest of the songs on these, on this, like I loved a lot more than the ballady ones like that. Like, what is it? And it's not just you, obviously. People love those songs.
I know.
So like maybe I just don't get it yet. Like, what is it that you like so much about Fake Plastic Trees and High and Dry?
It's his vocals primarily.
Yeah, that's
it's
like
his
the main
vocals.
Okay.
Yeah, because his ability to convey emotion through lyrical delivery, I think it's really unique. I don't think there's a ton of guys that do it like he does it.
His vocals are top notch for sure. I mean, I love his voice. It's super unique. Yeah, it's
haunting.
Great. It is. That's a good way to put it.
So haunting. And so when you get these settings, and fake plastic trees is the best example of it, because you get some of those like strings and almost that orchestral like filler in the background. But when you get his voice with an acoustic guitar and you get any level of melancholy interjected in there, to me it's like, ugh, it scratches, it scratches that itch.
I feel like it's
Sometimes you
almost-
just want to listen to like intentionally sad, shitty, like not sad, shitty, but like sad. You feel sad and you feel shitty,
Yeah.
and music that matches that mood.
Yeah.
And his voice does it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Fucking does it.
I feel like I kind of feel similar to those as I do to like the videotape conversation. Not to go back to that, but
No, that's
again,
okay.
if I really just like, I'm not super listening to these 12 times. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of the big Radiohead fans have listened to way more than that. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, they were just on High and Dry and Fake Plastic Trees. I wrote down like just a little like peppier than I want my Radiohead, And then like they got into tunes like Just. I fucking love that, dude. When they get into those crazy like chromatic, just non-traditional chord progressions that they come up with.
What do you think about My Iron Lung?
Loved it, dude. Loved that
fucking
one.
song smashes, dude.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. Do you like
Loved
Black
the
Star?
crazy build up at the end. Loved Black Star. Loved the odd timing that they had on
Yeah.
like the intro.
Mhm.
The way like a lot of their stuff, like they make it feel like it's odd timing, but it's really not that odd. They're almost like the opposite to the Beatles in that way, because a lot of times like the Beatles, that they would do really, really weird timing things that if you like actually sat down and tried to learn it and analyze what they're doing, you're like, wow, there's like a measure of 7/4 and then a measure of 6/8 and then followed by a measure of 3/4. But the way the melodies that they write make it tied together, and like as a listener, you can't tell. You're just like, oh yeah, it sounds great. But then when you listen to Radiohead, like there were several times where I was like, oh, that's weird timing. And then I sat there and counted it out and I was like, oh, it's really just 4/4. And they're just doing this weird syncopated thing. So it's like
that's almost harder to do though, right?
Yeah.
Write something that is not brilliant at all from a complexity standpoint, but it sounds overly complex.
Yeah. But they do a lot of unevenness, which I really like. Like they do a lot of like their riffs are maybe 3 measures long instead of where 4, like even though it's 4/4, it's like a 3 measure
odd.
long thing. Yeah.
Yeah. There's parts of it that feel odd.
I loved that one. I loved Sulk. Really dug that one. I loved Bulletproof. I Wish I Was. That was another kind of ballady one, but I liked that one more for some reason.
Really, it's probably, I loved Bulletproof. I Wish I Was too. Just so beautiful. The guitar right around the 2-minute mark, I wrote, it's sublime. Just really, really fantastic. I wasn't the biggest fan of Bones. I really don't like Planet Telex, to be really honest with you. I don't know why. I just don't like. I've never liked that song.
I like the. I actually did like that one. Like I like the tremolo that they were using, like on the effects at the end, or at the beginning, and then, but it wasn't like my favorite tune or anything. But that one you just don't like. You skipped over it a lot.
Yeah, it just never really gripped me.
I love the bends.
The Benz is fucking fantastic.
So what did you think of Black Star? Did you like that one?
I love Black Star.
Okay.
Yeah. Love Black Star. I also really love Street Spirit too.
Yeah.
That's a great song.
That was the dark one. That was probably the darkest song.
Dark as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Really dark.
Ominous.
But like lyrically speaking, it's like, I mean, at least it ends on a high note.
Yeah.
I think immense is love, or love is immense. Immense is love is like the last couple of lines of that song.
Yep.
So
yeah, it's a good one though.
What did you think about this relative to In Rainbows?
Probably like this better.
That's
I don't know.
I do too.
You do too?
Yeah, I do too.
And I dug In Rainbows again. Like everyone thought I was like shitting all over In Rainbows. I wasn't at all. I just didn't love videotape. But I remember there was a whole debacle with that. But
so did you add this?
Yeah, for sure. And I would do vinyl on this.
I would definitely do vinyl on this. This is I mean, I have OK Computer and I have Kid A.
I'm pretty sure I have In Rainbows, but I don't think I have any other ones.
I
Actually.
do have In Rainbows. I have King of Limbs. I have Hail to the Thief. I have a lot. I'm actually kind of shocked now that I'm thinking about all the Radiohead that I do have on vinyl that I don't have the bends yet. I'll rectify that though, because I love it.
Wonder if there's a lot in circulation. A bunch of re-releases or not.
Yeah, I'm sure that I'm sure this thing's been re-released for fucking days.
Probably.
Has to have been. Okay. Think about what you want to do with this relative to the list while I read Rex. So Rex says, fuck yes, finally some Radiohead. Well, Rex, you missed one. One of my personal favorite albums. It's so easy for me to get lost in the wall of sound when it comes out in the first track. Timeless album, great spot for it. So Rex likes the placement of it.
Yeah, that was the comment that had me thinking, like, was In Rainbows a bonus episode? When he said, finally some Radiohead.
God damn it.
But no, I think it is. I'm pretty sure it was on the list. Now you're second guessing.
I mean, I just want to be certain.
I think it was. I think it was on there.
I mean, listen, I think it was too.
Do you know how high this was on the original Rolling Stones list?
387
Was In Rainbows. Guess how high this one was on the last one.
I read this. I want to. It was fucking high, right? Like 100,
110.
110. Yeah. And
That's a huge plunge.
Yeah, and I'm actually okay with that. I don't think I would want to see. I don't think I would want to see this at 110.
That seems way too high, especially because I feel like most of what we were saying we liked about it was that it gave you like a preview of where they were going. That's right. So like what you want to hear for Radiohead is
OK Computer
and Kid A.
Kid A.
Yeah.
And to me, one of those two albums is going to be in that neighborhood.
I bet they both are. Don't you think?
I think one they're going to give a lot more love to.
Computer.
One of either Kid A or OK Computer will be top 50.
Which one do you think? Do you have any predictions?
I mean, if I had to guess right off the top of my head, OK Computer.
I like OK Computer better.
But do you think they're going to rank Kid A higher?
I think there's a chance that they do for some reason.
So I think that I think that OK Computer is going to be the higher ranked of the two, but I do prefer Kid A.
You do. So we're the opposite. Yeah.
I love that fucking electronica shit, but I love the way that they juxtapositioned it with like the national anthem.
Yeah, for sure.
And you get these crazy banger tracks that just have these giant horn sections, and you're like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
It also has some of the most beautiful ambient music I think that's ever been recorded.
Yeah. You mean better than
fuck you. Motion picture movie soundtrack or whatever the fuck the name of that song is. That might be one of the most spellbinding songs.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Fucking ever heard. So can't wait to get to those.
But yeah, I love OK. Like just the chord progressions they get into on that, like just really, really atypical chord progressions. Like they're not what you normally hear at all.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of the tunes on and there were a couple that were kind of like that. Like I said, Just that's a good example of like where they get into the kind of wacky stuff that they get into later. But a lot of the tunes on the bands were really, really straight up generic almost chord progressions that they then kind of dress up and do the Radiohead thing with,
Very youthful.
Yeah, for sure.
Youthful. So
probably where it is or lower. Not lower than 320 or so though.
Yeah, I feel you. Okay. So in a couple of weeks, most likely.
Yes.
I mean, plus or take.
Probably 2
weeks. We're going to call this like 11 to 14 days from now. We'll be back. And the first album we're going to talk about when we get back is number 275 from 1970, the album from Curtis Mayfield entitled Curtis.
Our first Curtis.
Mm-hmm.
We're definitely going to get that Superfly soundtrack.
Faux show.
274 is that Birds record that we were talking about a couple weeks ago.
That
we were wondering if it might make an appearance, and it does. That's
shocking.
Sweetheart of the Radio.
Yeah, we didn't have to
rodeo. I said radio. Sorry.
Radio. It's all the same shit. 273 after that is going to be from the band Gang of Four, the album Entertainment.
I don't know who that is. Do you?
I have no fucking clue, dude. Jesus.
272 is our first Velvet Underground White Light, White Heat.
Are you familiar with that record?
No.
Dude, I read the description on it, and I'm loving the blow your wig back highlights, Sister Ray, 17 minutes of amplifiers screaming.
Damn.
That gets me all hot and bothered thinking about 17 minutes of screaming amplifiers.
Absolutely.
All right. Last one that we talk about when we get back is going to be the 1992 release from Mary J. Blige. What's the 411?
That's right.
That's awesome.
Thank you guys for tuning in as always. We'll see you in, as Mike stated, 11 to 14 days for like a delivery, you know.
Or I was thinking that's like a weird incubation for a virus or something.
Ooh, yeah.
We're going to go incubate in Las Vegas.
Once we're fully developed, we'll be back. Come to fruition. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
This list sucks. This list sucks. This list sucks. This list sucks. It sucks.
We forgot to talk about
Got
Linda.
something to say. Oh, we did. Yeah. Real quick note. Post theme song.
Post theme song.
We did get an email from listener Linda Brundies. You want to read it?
Yes, absolutely. So Linda says, I'm not necessarily disagreeing with your opinion of Chris Christopherson not being on the same level as Johnny and Merle Haggard, but I think Sunday Morning Coming Down is one of the best country songs ever. Still listening.
Hard to argue with that. Yeah. She's still listening. I like that.
I don't
Thank
even
you.
know that song. Sunday Morning Coming Down.
Oh, we should listen to it. Yeah. We'll play it after we finish here.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Linda, I'm going to check that song out right now. Thank you so much for still listening. Can't wait to have you on the show. And bye-bye.
Yeah, we are going to have Linda as a special guest.
Yeah.
She might be our next special guest. We haven't had a lot of those lately.
No, pretty
So,
soon though.
Yeah. Coming up.
Right around the corner.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
I'm just kidding. All right. Bye.